The Biden administration has taken more action on climate change than any other president, allocating billions in funds for programs like reducing greenhouse gas, expanding EV chargers, pushing for clean school buses, and going off the grid. So what should the top priorities be for the Trump administration to roll back the costly climate agenda? Joining us now is Marc Morano. He's the publisher of ClimateDepot.com. Yeah. Marc, it's always great to have you on. So you were on our friend Joe Piscopo's show, sort of fantasizing about having the shortest-lived federal job, 2 weeks, for you to go and clean out all these wasteful climate directives and policies. So tell us what you would do in those 2 weeks, how you would advise President Trump to deal with all this waste and climate directives.
Well, from the Department of Transportation to the Department of Energy to the Pentagon. In fact, Biden made every climate agency a climate agency. My fantasy was to have the shortest lived job in federal history go in for about 2 weeks, shorter than some Trump's previous press secretaries, but we won't get into that. But go in and literally defund and close all of the woke climate programs, particularly starting in places like the Navy or in the Pentagon, Department of Army, where they actually have all these climate initiatives and they actually have the mission of the Army and the Navy as one of their focuses is going after fighting climate change, which, by the way, isn't a thing. There's no such thing as climate action or fighting climate change. Even the Department of Transportation, in Obama's department, they had studies looking at how fatal car crashes went up due to global warming. You have to cut the funding, you have to cut the programs, you have to fire the employees at the very least, since you can't, hard to fire people, reassign them. I would love to preside over that, shut all this nonsense down, the most egregious examples, and then walk away from federal service, because that's what needs to be done, is they have to be shut immediately. But even beyond that, Rachel, so much of this is the narrative in recasting this entire global fight. But of course, the biggest of all, and this has to come from Donald Trump, he has to submit the UN Paris Agreement, the Climate Pact, to the United States Senate as a treaty, get the Senate to reject it and treat it as a treaty, and then that gets us out of not only that agreement, but of the entire UN climate process going back to 1992, when George H.W. Bush got us into the whole mess at the Rio Earth Summit in 1992, because he wanted Republicans to appear Earth-friendly. So he gets us involved in this UN sustainable development mess. It's time for Donald Trump 2.0 to reverse, what was that, 32 years ago, that mess that began, 33 years ago.
No question about it. You also said that you want Donald Trump to set up a sort of new climate committee that would include scientists who are skeptics of this so-called science.
This is frustrating because Trump 1.0, the first term, he brought in the premier expert on greenhouse gases, Dr. Will Happer from Princeton University. He was Trump's science advisor. He was all set to do the first pushback on the UN climate reports, which began in 1990, by any government around the world. The first pushback scientifically going to have several dozen of the world's top scientists, including former UN scientists, Nobel Prize-winning scientists, former NASA scientists, Harvard and Yale scientists, all were prepared to go. Donald Trump greenlit it, but his staff slow-walked it till it was too late to do before the 2020 election. This time around, if he does this climate committee and you have the sort of red team, blue team, it will be the first ever by a government pushback of the UN climate report. This would be the shot heard around the world, be the first time a narrative changer on climate change. No longer would it the only narrative be, we have 10 years left till we die, we need climate action, net zero, we have to stop allowing gas-powered cars. This would actually change that whole narrative, and this would help Argentina, help the Eastern European countries, all who are itching to join President Trump on what I call a Clegxit, the climate exit from the UN summit, UN climate treaty, which is similar to the Brexit. But this time we have to do it on the climate issue.
And hopefully it might also put an end to all the child slaves that are in Africa digging for cobalt for this agenda. My goals are a little less lofty. I just want a dishwasher that works. Well, I do want the slave labor in China to end, but I also want a dishwasher that actually works, that I don't have to clean the dish before I put it in the dishwasher and then run it twice. So let's hope for that, too, in the new year and in the new administration. Marc Morano, so great to have you.
Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it.
All right.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.